All right, to the White House, where the President's State of the Union address, they are getting ready for it. Income inequality, we said, was going to be a very big focus for the big Tuesday address. But is anyone listening? Because a new Fox News poll out showing that the vast majority of Americans say it's not an issue and it's not the government's job to fix it if it is. Dr. Ben Carson agrees. Now, Doctor, the argument will be, and the President will pound this next Tuesday, that there has been a growing disparity between the wealthiest among us and the least wealthy among us. Now, that has really picked up steam under his presidency, but his point will be the government has got to do something to bridge this gap. Does it?
Well, the big problem is the government. If they would get out of the way, I think the gap would naturally be bridged. First of all, I think maybe he could use the State of the Union address to educate people on the difference between capitalism and communism, and then ask them which system would they like. I think maybe that might be eye-opening to him. We need to recognize that what we need to concentrate on really is, equality of opportunity, equality of education, and let's look at some positive things we can do. Right now, schools in wealthy areas get more money because of the way millage is assigned. We need to even that out so that schools provide equal opportunities, because all of those young people are resources for our country. And if we develop them appropriately, we'll all be much stronger, rather than trying to teach them that they're victims, that somebody else is keeping them down, that they don't have potential. We need to get rid of this "what can you do for me" attitude and recapture the can-do attitude that made America into a great nation.
Well, the President's people are probably going to say, that's all fine, Doctor, but you have to do something to slow what has been the spiraling out-of-control growth of the 1% of the top 5%. One idea expressed by some liberals is, well, tax the rich even more, and raise by way of a minimum wage hike, even a doubling of the minimum wage, that for the lowest rung, so that you can force the two together. What do you think of that?
I think that it's a typical big government solution for everything, which doesn't work. Some people call them progressives. I'm starting to call them the regressives, because that's all been tried before. It's been tried in many places, and it never works. What does work, and what has worked, and what led this country to its pinnacle status, was a free market economy. We are a capitalist nation. We are not a socialist nation where the government controls everything. And it was never intended that way. And those people who think it's that way should go back and read the Constitution.
So they're going to come back at you, Doctor. I'm sorry, Doctor. They're going to come back at you and say, well, then how did the rich get so damn rich and so much richer than those on elsewhere in the spectrum? And how did it get so out of control? So what do we do to reverse it?
Well, I think they should say, why has that gap been growing under the Obama administration? I'll tell you, for one thing, all of the regulations, things that prevent the building of things like the Keystone pipeline and many other projects. The rich people can take their money and simply stick it into an interest-bearing account. The poor, who are waiting for projects so they can get to work and build their wealth, are continuing to wait and to drain their own resources. That's a simple solution, and that's just one of many things. Get out of the way and let the economy work.
You going to run for president?
I have no desire to do so. I'll put it that way. I, as a patriotic American citizen, will do whatever needs to be done, but that is not my intention.
I'm going to keep asking, that. Doctor, thank you very, very much.